Hi, so I'm back on YouTube after a bit of a break, and here we are with a whole new channel, and I have a whole new ministry. So you'll be hearing more about Seek the Spirit as we go forward. But today I thought that I would read to you something that I wrote last week, and I think that it will set the tone a little bit for where I'm at and hopefully where you are at in your life. So we left Florida last week at 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. We were traveling on Wednesday and Thursday, Steve and I heading north from Florida to Massachusetts. And somewhere out there on Route 95, maybe we're in Virginia, it really struck me that I make this journey every year. And it's always a little bittersweet. There's a sadness and there's an excitement and an anticipation about it. So, this idea of leaving one life behind to step into something new, again, something familiar, but new at the same time. And it struck me that there's this blessing in being a snowbird that I'm so privileged to have. This idea of being able to go between two homes, have two communities, have groups of family in both locations, chasing the sunshine and the warmth, which I love, is such a blessing. And yet, at the same time, it always, kind of gets me right in the heart when I have to leave. And, like I see how prosperity has filled my life. And at the same time, there's feelings and emotions that go along with that as well. So there's the sadness in leaving people and the places that I love and the community that I love and the familiarity of my routine. And I really felt it this year because Florida was wonderful this winter. It was new and different all over again. Um, I have a great faith community there, and my ministry really exploded more, or I should say expanded. I don't know. I mean, I guess it will continue to expand and hopefully explode. YouTube will be a part of that. And I got really to be lifted up by so many people that I have as part of my spiritual community there. I got to spend a lot of time with my sister, and I value that very much. I took a lot of classes that deepened my faith, and we had a lot of heartwarming family visits from people coming from the cold and also with the family that is there in Florida. So leaving means letting go of a lot of that, saying goodbye, knowing that I will return, but that it will never be exactly the same. And I sat with that feeling in the dark at 5 a.m. as we pulled out of our driveway. And it struck me that this drive this time, this particular year, it was happening on the Feast of the Ascension. And I couldn't help wondering, how did Jesus feel when he knew that he had to leave the apostles? He had to leave his mother. He was leaving all of the wonderful things that he loved on this earth, even knowing that he was ascending and going back to the Father. So it reminded me of Thomas Aquinas saying that life is a big circular movement. He called it the circle of being, where we are continuously exiting and returning, exiting and returning. And I see that, right? In order for something to begin new, something else has to end. And sometimes that ending is hard, but we know that in the leaving, we are actually becoming another version of ourselves. And that really is our purpose on this earth, to become all that God created us to be. So after 2 days on the road, 12 states that we went through, and probably 1,200 miles, we crossed the Massachusetts line in the rain. And here I was looking out at the sign, Massachusetts welcomes you, that I could barely make out as we were whizzing by it and through the raindrops on the windshield. But it made me smile because Of course, it was raining. It's springtime in New England. That's what it does. And it also felt rather fitting because every homecoming doesn't have to be perfect. It's the heart, the warmth in your heart that is really what matters, right? Not necessarily what the weather is outside. So the great thing is that I saw that sign, welcome to Massachusetts welcomes you. And I thought to myself, oh, on the other side of that sign are my heavenly treasures. And again, you'll be hearing a lot from me about heavenly treasures. It's a big part of my new ministry. But what are those heavenly treasures? They're my kids, my grandkids, my church, my community in Massachusetts, my friends. And so these are the people who I've been a little too far away from for a little too long. And then I also thought, oh, at the end of June, we all go to Ireland, all 21 of us. And that's really exciting to me. In fact, I want to share with you a picture of this. This is this is my family. I hope it's not too much of a glare there. This was Christmas when they all when I got made the announcement that we were going on the family trip. And this is the Massachusetts family right here. Well, I can see that there's a glare there. Okay. And also at the same time, we had the Florida Clarks who also had their Ireland shirts on. I don't know if you can read that really good on there. But anyway, you get the gist of it. Those are my heavenly treasures, and we're really excited about this. So, the great thing is that we are out there exploring the world. Many of us, there's 21 of us altogether, many of us stepping onto European soil for the first time ever, coming together across an ocean for an adventure that none of us is ever going to forget. And it's even more exciting because it includes a reunion with my oldest grandson, Isaac, and his new wife of over a year now, but new, uh, Astrid, and they live in Austria. So we haven't seen them in a year since they were married. So we're really excited about that. That is a heavenly treasure. So some treasures you can only find when everyone is willing to leave something familiar and go somewhere else. So I will return to Florida again in the fall for sure, God willing. But I will be a different version of myself. I will have become something different, changed by the summer, by the reunion, by whatever God has in planned for me. Uh, Whatever happens during this journey that I don't even know what to expect. So it is the thing about leaving. It never really is an ending. It's just an invitation to step into something new and more exciting. So let me ask you a question, and I'll leave you with this question to ponder a little bit. Like, where in your life might there be a new beginning in something that you really don't want to end, but the time has come? Where might that be in your life? What treasure might be waiting just past that exit that you're afraid to take? So, my message to you is keep ascending, continue to seek the spirit, and I will be back with more little stories and tidbits in the coming weeks. So, blessings to you for now.